This Kriya is part of yoga. According to yogic tradition, there are many steps to yoga. In connection with Kriya, yoga would mean opening up or connecting oneself with your higher potential. So now we are in one state. We have achieved certain level of maybe health, some form of achievement as far as self-development is concerned. Right? We want to develop ourselves. Everybody wants to develop themselves because we have heard that we have higher potential. We have read about we have higher potential. But what is this higher potential? This is something which we may need to think about. When some of the mind explorers mentioned that we are using maybe 2% of our potential. 2% of what potential? Who can use more than that? Who in around us are using more? Is this the prodigy, the child prodigy, or someone who at the age of 3 or 4 can play the piano like Mozart? Or can sing so well, or can run, below 10 seconds. Are these people who are using more potential? And you look at them, when you study them, you see that they are practicing. The child who can play the piano so well, is practicing 7 hours, Or the person who is able to run below 100 meters below 10 seconds is practicing for 7 hours a day. Then you say, oh, this is practice. But that practice produces a higher potential, isn't it? The practice produces a higher potential. The person who is running, who is training to sprint, has produced this. How many people can run below 10 seconds? Can count, maybe less than 5 people. So there is higher potential. Now, what can I reach by practicing yoga? Yoga is also practice. Yoga is also practice. So what potential can I reach after I practice? And the potential of utilizing more of your brain power would also be available. The two main systems that get connected with Kriya are your chemistry, your biochemistry system, and your central nervous system, your brain and your spinal cord. All of this starts to function in ways which can be tested and verified that higher potential or working takes place in your system when you start to practice. All of this will take place. But one thing that will not take place is the quality of behavior. The prospect of enlightenment. The changes to your personality to be a better or higher quality personality, that does not take place. That requires effort. You have a very fertile soil. You put nightshade, which is a poisonous plant, the seed of nightshade into the fertile soil. You put, let's say, lady's finger, the seeds of lady's fingers. And the fertile soil won't discriminate. It won't discriminate. No, nightshade, no, you are poisonous. I will not allow you to grow. Oh no, lady's finger, very nice, very sweet. I allow you. No, the fertile soil will prosper both the plants. Both the plants will flourish. Same with any of these practices. So I mentioned just now, the person who plays the piano 5 hours a day they train. The person who sprints 8 hours. The person who is doing some aspect of their interest and they're practicing 5 hours, 10 hours, definitely they would improve, they become better in their art. But there's no guarantee that their personality would develop. There's no guarantee that their ethics would improve. That's the reason why in yoga, you see that the yoga teachers, the yogis, the rishis, the saints, not only yoga but in any other concept of self-development, there need to be some rules and regulations, some concepts, precepts, which allow people to develop their quality. Because as I mentioned, this is increasing the fertility of the brain, the strength of the body, the immunity of the system. But as far as the thinking concept is concerned, there is a need to also structure it. So in tandem with the growth of your intellect or your power or your ability, then we must feed you with principles, with concepts, which as you grow in your potential, you would also be growing in your qualities. This does not come automatically. This does not come with any form of practice. Even if you say someone is able to close their eyes and go into deep meditation, they can come out, they can be another Hitler. No. As we practice the techniques which develop your potential, which develop your inner power, yes, there is something called inner power. We may not be able to measure it right now, but we have devices which has been created to measure the intensity of energy in the body. People like Dr. Hiroshi Motoyama, even in the 1970s, he invented machines which, when you put the device and you hook up to your body, could measure the energy levels in your body. And he found that when he puts it in certain places where the yogis describe the chakras in the spine, in those places where the yogis described thousands of years ago, when he was measuring the intensity of energy at those places in the spine, the intensity was higher than other parts of the spine. Or when you put here, the intensity is higher. You put in between here, it's not. But when you put in the navel, intensity is higher. So this is exactly where the yogis have described the centers of energy or chakras. And our learning is so much about these chakras. These are the potential energy centers. They are in potential state. In everybody, it doesn't mean that after you practice Kriya, then the chakras appear. No, it is already there in a dormant state. That is the reason why we say we have the potential, but we have to awaken the potential. Isn't it? Everyone has the potential. We have to awaken the potential. To awaken the potential, there you need the teacher. So I am here to teach you, to share with you the art of how you can awaken. I cannot awaken for you. I can show you the path. I can show you the way. I cannot come to your house and stay with you and wake you up in the morning and then stay with you for decades. No, I can't do that. So which means that's the reason why they call it self-development. Who is doing the self-development? You. The teacher comes and sparks it. Like a catalyst, we spark it and then we remind you, and then you come for practice, we remind, I remind, and then eventually you are able to orbit yourself. Then this push is like throwing a stone out into the orbit. It's a myth, you cannot throw a stone, But example is that, you throw, you keep on throwing and throwing until you reach, you get like a superhuman strength, and then you throw it to the orbit, out of Earth there's an orbit, and once it reaches, forever it's able to orbit, right? Forever, right now, like that, this is how. So the sadhana, the practice is you keep on practicing, and one day it becomes part of you. Namaskar, thank you very much. Thank you.